Good morning, students. Welcome to the American English File 3A. Please to follow me. I'm Miss Cindy from Comunidad Loyola High School. This is Miss Cindy. Please take your book to follow my teaching. Okay, let's start. Let's go, please, to the Unit 1A Mood Food, but just go straight to the page 152. Here, okay? Here, this part. We are going to listen the 1.2 audio, please. Let's go.
1.2 Food and cooking. Food. Fish and seafood. 1. Crab. 5.
Mussels.
2. Salmon. 6.
Shrimp.
3. Squid. 4.
Tuna.
Meat. 10. Beef. 11.
Chicken.
8. Duck. 9.
Lamb.
7. Pork. Fruit and vegetables. 23.
Beet.
12. Cabbage. 22.
Cherries.
16. Cucumber. 18.
Eggplant.
21. Grapes. 25.
Green beans.
24. Lemon. 17.
Mango.
13. Melon. 19.
Peach.
14. Pear. 26.
Raspberries.
15. Red pepper. 20.
Zucchini.
Okay, zucchini. I love zucchini muffins, guys. It's yummy. Whoa. But I try in the United States. Here, I don't know how to make it. My host might invite me there. So let's go next. Let's go to still page 152, but the letter A, guys, in the cooking part, okay? Look at this food that we have here. Most people are, I can say all people in the world, we cook in different ways, and we like, for example, some of you maybe don't like this, maybe you love this, maybe you love fried, you know. So we're going to listen this. Please match the words and pictures in your book.
1.3 Cooking. 4.
Boiled.
3. Roasted. 1.
Baked.
6. Grilled. 2.
Fried.
5. Steamed.
'Okay, so next.
1.3 Cooking.
No, we're not going to repeat the audio. Let's go to the next. Unit A, mood food. So I will ask you, how do you prefer these things to be cooked? Maybe a rolled egg, maybe a fried egg, maybe a boiled egg. I don't know. For example, me, I like in my silpancher fried egg. When I go out sometimes, or you know, in Cochabamba, if you go to Punata, Even here inside the city, people sells this with spicy, right? With yahuita, and it's yummy, right? It's boiled egg. And the raw egg, my daddy used to eat. I remember when I was a little girl, he used to put the raw egg in a glass with a little bit of salt, and that's it. And he says that it's yummy and it's healthy. I don't know. So how do you prefer these things to be cooked? Think about it, please. I will ask you in the WebEx meeting. Let's go next. Here, guys, unit 1, mood food, have a small part of a phrasal verbs. What is what I want to teach you, and you have to improve it. When I arrived to the United States, it was the first things that I didn't know because I took from Bolivia just my grammar learnings, my grammar knowledge. As, for example, I said, oh, I have to say, I have a house. Okay, I have to call. So I just talk grammar. But when you go to the United States, and also if you go to England, to Australia, I don't know, places where they speak English as a first language, you are going to have to use this. You have to learn this, okay? What are the phrasal verbs? Phrasal verbs are phrases that indicate actions. They are generally used in spoken English and informal text. For example, if you are going to write down in your thesis at the university, you cannot put phrasal verbs, okay? So let's example of such verbs included turn down, come across, run into, right? Now, phrasal verbs consist of a verb and a preposition or an adverb. I have this chart for you. This is the verb. For example, most Spanish or Spanish speakers, Latin, I don't know, they call us in different way. We go to the dictionary and says, okay, get means conseguir. And what about with the preposition up? It means another meaning. The phrasal verb, guys, are words that separately they mean different, and when you join them, they mean different. Okay. So here, for example, get up. Oh, get up when you're sleeping. Open your eyes. You wake up and you get up from your bed, right? Or get up, like please get up your mind, right? What about the verb go? Go, it means ear in Spanish, right? And through is a través de, go through. So both together means that you are going to go through your problems. For example, you're going to through some truck that you cannot cross. What about this verb? Write and down. Write down in your notebook, guys, what I'm telling you. Write down this assessment. I don't know. Write down this number. Take after. Take after for take after this. No, I don't want to talk now. Take it after, okay? It means that you don't want to have whatever the problem or the opinion now. After, take it after, okay? So this is the meaning of this phrasal verb. Let's go next. Learning phrasal verbs, unit 1, mood food. Let's continue, okay? Sometimes phrasal verbs consist of 3 elements. 1, 2, and 3. But what does it mean this? You make, for example, you can mean you are crazy looking for in a dictionary. Oh no, look different. Look means different. Forward, oh, and 2, they have different meanings. What the English speaker they did in their language is to join these together in 1 minute. So look forward to means this in Spanish. You can read it. Espero que conoces con interés. So put up with. Put, poner. Up, arriba. With, con, put up with. What does it mean? This is the meaning in Spanish, okay, guys? So as I said, I'm telling you, you have to memorize the phrasal verbs. This is the only way. Memorize it and practice, right? You have to practice the phrasal verb every single time that you are able to speak in English, okay? Now, here's another verb, plus this preposition, plus this, it means this in Spanish, sustituir or reemplazar, sitting for. So, we are going to check it out more here. When add to the verb, the preposition or adverb may change completely the meaning of the verb. Here are some examples. Phrasal verb, meaning and example. The phrasal verb look at this. Look means mira, no, right? But if you add for, it means different. It means search and seek. For example, here, he's looking for his keys. Now, here, we add up to. Look up to. It means have a great deal of respect for a person. For example, his father is his model. He's the person he looks up to. At the WebEx, think about it. You're going to tell me who is your role model. Your role model, for example, in my case, is my mother. She speaks 5 languages. I can, just 2 and a little bit of 3. But she is my role model who I follow all my life, okay? The next phrasal verb, look forward to. Look forward to, meaning await eagerly, anticipated with pleasure. She's looking, for example here, she's looking forward to visiting Paris. So she is, oh my gosh, yeah, she's now in Paris, you know, because she wants to learn about Paris. She's now thinking, she's now in, you know, in her mind, she's now visiting Paris. This is the meaning of the phrasal verb, looking forward to, anticipate with pleasure, okay, of something that you're thinking about it. The phrasal verb look up, it means to try to find a piece of information by looking in a book or on a computer. This is the example that I put here. She didn't understand the word, so she looked it up in her dictionary. Okay, guys, let's go next. Unit 8, mood food learning phrasal verbs. The meaning of phrasal verbs. Listen, sometimes it is difficult to understand the meaning of a phrasal verb before looking them up in a dictionary. It will be helpful to use the context to understand them. It happened with me. I went to my dictionary. Oh no, what's going on here? 2 words, 3 words. They have different meaning, but together they have a different meaning. One meaning, right? So, literal meaning. What does it mean, literal meaning? When I arrived to Bolivia, I started to listen that the old teenager says literalmente. So, it's the same in English, okay? Literal meaning, it says some phrasal verbs have a literal meaning. They can be easily understood. So, example here, she opened the door and looked outside. She opened the door and looked outside. Number 2 here, she was walking. Here is the phrasal verb. She was walking across the street when she heard the sound of an explosion. So this is literal meaning, guys. You understand, right? Idiomatic meaning, what does it mean? Idiomatic meaning is when the phrasal verbs can also have a figurative or idiomatic meaning, which makes them difficult to understand. And now, guys, as I said before, if you memorize, if you study, if you memorize and practice, you're going to speak phrasal verbs easily. So here, for example, here, can you put me up for tonight? Can you put me up for tonight? Oh my gosh, what does it mean this? The phrasal verb put up here doesn't mean to build, as in putting in a fence up, right? It has, however, an idiomatic figurative meaning. So it means to let someone stay in your house, okay? Let's go ahead. Still learning phrasal verb, separated or unseparable? Sometimes the preposition adverb is placed either after the verb or after the object. Examples. For example, here, guys, I put these two sentences. Let's read together. Mary made up a really interesting story. Maybe she's a liar. It means it's a Pinocchio. But you can split, you can separate, okay? Mary made the story up. We can split here the phrasal verb. But what about in the number 2? If the object is a pronoun, however, the preposition adverb has to be placed after the pronoun object. Examples, she made it up, put it down, take it off, okay? You cannot split it. Number 3, some phrasal verbs are always inseparable. You cannot split it. You don't have to split it. For example, here, I came across some old photos in a drawer. Oh, no, do that. Don't do that. I came some old photos across in a drawer. No, this is a wrong sentence. Okay, so let's go ahead. Learning phrase first. You have please. Let's go. Everybody go. Everybody has to go. I'm sorry. To the page 150. Go. Let's go, everybody. Let's read here. You have phrasal verbs here in your book. So here, eat out. It means in Spanish this, comer afuera. So you can apply in this sentence. For example, here, I eat out a lot because I don't really have time to cook. Yeah. But what about this phrasal verb? You go to the dictionary. Miss Cindy, I don't understand, Miss Cindy. I don't understand English. I don't know what does it mean. Because when I went to my dictionary, cut different mean, down has a different meaning, and on different. It meaning is different. So cut down on what's going on here. Look at this. This is just to memorize. The American speakers, England speakers, they have created this, and this is their language, right? So listen here. From England, from America, from anywhere where they speak English, they just create it and they speak in this way. Okay, so cut down on. It means reducir el consumo. It doesn't mean just to can abajo encima, right? So look at this. I'm trying to cut down on a coffee right now. Oh my gosh, this is wrong, okay? I will erase it. This, for example, is equal to half less. For example, look at this, my face. I ate too much butter. And what my brother-in-law, he is a doctor, told me the other day, Cindy, you have to cut down on butter and cheese. Okay, I will. I have to, right? Because it's yucky to have this on your face. What about the cut out? Without this, just this, no this, it means different. It means recortar and pararse in Spanish. I put here an example. The doctor told me I had a very high cholesterol and that I should completely cut out all high fat, cheese, and dairy products from my diet. So I have to parar, recortar. This is eliminated forever, forever, forever. This is a little bit less, but this, guys, is eliminated from your life, okay? Let's go next. Now, please, let's go to the vocabulary, page 4. Let's go to the first part here in your book here. You see page 4. Page 4. Listen, letter C, 1, that, 4, please.
1.4.
Canned.
Fresh.
Frozen.
Low fat.
Raw.
Spicy.
Takeout.
Okay, take out. Let's go now to the pronunciation number 2, vowel sounds part. Listen the letter C, 1.5, okay? You have here.
1.5. Fish. I. Squid. Chicken. Spicy. Grilled.
Tree. E. Beef. Steamed. Beans. Breakfast.
Cat. Ah. Grapes. Salmon. Lamb. Cabbage.
Car. R. Margarine. Carton. Jar. Warm.
Clock. Ah. Sausage. Roast. Chocolate. Box.
Horse. Or. Pork. Fork. Boiled. Pour.
Bull. Cook. Sugar. Pudding. Food.
Boot. Ooh. Spoon. Zucchini. Fruit. Duck.
Okay, duck. This is the point that I think we did in class, but it's good to remember as always. Now, please, let's go to listening and speaking part. Please, as I put in this glove, check out the words in your book to practice, okay? And here in the listening and speaking, match each speaker with a question. Let's go to the letter A, 1.6.
1.6.
6.
A.
A.
I usually have meat or seafood, usually shrimp or something as an appetizer, and then maybe lamb for the main course.
B.
I often have ready-made vegetable soups that you just have to heat up. In fact, they're the only vegetables I ever eat. And I usually have a couple of frozen pizzas in the freezer for emergencies. I don't really order takeout when I'm on my own, but if I'm with friends in the evening, we sometimes order Chinese food for dinner.
C.
Eggs and soda. I have eggs for breakfast at least twice a week, and I drink a couple of cans of soda every day.
D.
If I'm feeling down, chicken soup with nice big pieces of chicken in it.
Yes.
It's warm and comforting. I usually have a banana before going to the gym. If I know I'm going to have a really long meeting, I usually have a coffee and a cupcake because I think it will keep me awake and give me energy.
E.
Fruit. Cherries, strawberries, raspberries, and apples. Vegetables. Peppers, tomatoes, and cucumbers. The only thing I really don't like is zucchini. I can't even stand the smell of it.
Oh my gosh, zucchini is yummy. Whoa. I tried in the United States cupcakes. You know, zucchini muffins. They were yummy with carrots on it, or inside it. Okay, guys, let's go next.
1.4.
Canned.
Okay, this
1.
happened before, right? I will go at
1.5. 1.6. Fish.
1.6.
A.
Let's
I
go.
usually have meat or seafood.
Okay, it happened the same before. I don't know why, guys, but let's still going. We were here. Now let's go here. Okay, Unit 8, mood, food. The reading part, guys. You have here. I put it here. in the screen here, and I'm sorry, these, okay? The reading part, go online, practice with your access code behind your book. As I explained it in class, you have the access code here. I don't know if you already did it. This is a really tool that is going to help you to follow the American English File edition. It's really cool, guys. Please don't forget to go. You are going to practice online, okay? So number 5, listening, speaking. Number 1, that's 7. Read the text about Steve Anderson. This guy is Steve Anderson. Let's go. Read the text about this guy.
1.7. Part 1.
What was your favorite food when you were a child?
Well, I always liked unusual things, at least things that most English children at the time didn't like. For instance, when I was 6 or 7, my favorite things were snails, and prawns with garlic.
Funny things for a 6-year-old English boy to like.
Well, the thing is, my parents liked traveling and eating out a lot, and I first tried snails in France. And the prawns, my first prawns, I had at a Spanish restaurant in the town where we lived.
So you were interested in Spanish food right from the start. Is that why you decided to come to Spain?
Partly. But of course, I suppose, like a lot of British people, I wanted to see the sun. The other thing that attracted me when I got here were all the fantastic ingredients. I remember going into the market for the first time and saying, wow.
When you opened your restaurant, how did you want it to be different from typical Spanish restaurants?
Well, when I came to Spain, all the good restaurants were very formal, very traditional. In London then, the fashion was for informal places where the waiters wore jeans, but the food was amazing. So I wanted a restaurant a bit like that. I also wanted a restaurant where you could try more international food, but made with some of these fantastic local ingredients. For example, Spain's got wonderful seafood, but usually here it's just grilled or fried. I started doing things in my restaurant, like cooking Valencian mussels in Thai green curry paste.
What do you most enjoy cooking?
What I most enjoy cooking, I think, are those traditional dishes which use quite cheap ingredients, but they need very long and careful cooking. And then you turn it into something really special, like a really good casserole, for example.
And is there anything you don't like cooking?
Maybe desserts. You have to be very, very precise when you're making desserts. And that's not the way I am.
Okay, guys, this is the reading a text about Steve Anderson. So let's go next.
1.8. Part 2.
What's the best thing about running a restaurant?
I think the best thing is making people happy. That's why even after all this time, I still enjoy it so much.
And the worst thing?
That's easy. It has to be the long hours. This week, for example, I'm cooking nearly every day. We usually close on Sundays and Mondays, but this Monday is a public holiday when lots of people want to eat out, so we're open.
So Sharia is in all the British restaurant guides now. Does that mean you get a lot of British customers?
Yes, we get a lot of British people, especially at the weekends. But then we get people from other countries too.
And are the British customers and the Spanish customers very different?
Yes, I think they are. The British always say that everything is lovely, even if they've only eaten half of it. The Spanish, on the other hand, are absolutely honest about everything. They tell you what they like, they tell you what they don't like. I remember when I first opened, I had sushi on the menu, which was very unusual at that time. And I went into the dining room and I said to people, so what do you think of the sushi? And the customers, who were all Spanish, said, oh, it was awful. It was raw fish. Actually, I think I prefer that honesty because it helps us to know what people like.
What kind of customers do you find difficult?
I think customers who want me to cook something in a way that I don't think is very good. Let's see, a person who asks for a really well done steak, for instance. For me, that's a difficult customer. You know, they'll say, I want a really, really well done steak. So I give them a really, really well done steak. And then they say, it's tough. And I think, well, of course it's tough. It's well done. Well done steak is always tough.
People say that the Mediterranean diet is very healthy. Do you think people's eating habits in Spain are changing?
Well, I think they are changing. Unfortunately, I think they're getting worse. People are eating more unhealthily.
How do you notice that?
I see it with, especially with younger friends. They often eat in fast food restaurants. They don't cook. And actually, the younger ones come from a generation where their mothers don't cook either. That's what's happening now, and it's a real pity.
Okay, so we have read all the text about Steve Anderson. So let's go to 1.8. Listen again, please, and answer the question in your notebook.
1.8. Part 2.
What's the best thing about running a restaurant?
I think the best thing is making people happy. That's why even after all this time, I still enjoy it so much.
And the worst thing?
Oh, that's easy. It has to be the long hours. This week, for example, I'm cooking nearly every day. We usually close on Sundays and Mondays, but this Monday is a public holiday where lots of people want to eat out, so we're open.
Sociarea is in all the British restaurant guides now. Does that mean you get a lot of British customers?
Yes, we get a lot of British people, especially at the weekends. But then we get people from other countries too.
And are the British customers and the Spanish customers very different?
Yes, I think they are. The British always say that everything is lovely, even if they've only eaten half of it. The Spanish, on the other hand, are absolutely honest about everything. They tell you what they like, they tell you what they don't like. I remember when I first opened, I had sushi on the menu, which was very unusual at that time. And I went into the dining room and I said to people, so what do you think of the sushi? And the customers, who were all Spanish, said, oh, it was awful. It was raw fish. Actually, I think I prefer that honesty because it helps us to know what people like.
What kind of customers do you find difficult?
I think customers who want me to cook something in a way that I don't think is very good. Let's see, a person who asks for a really well done steak, for instance. For me, that's a difficult customer. You know, they'll say, I want a really, really well done steak. So I give them a really, really well done steak. And then they say, it's tough. And I think, well, of course it's tough. It's well done. Well done steak is always tough.
People say that the Mediterranean diet is very healthy. Do you think people's eating habits in Spain are changing?
Well, I think they are changing. Unfortunately, I think they're getting worse. People are eating more unhealthily.
How do you notice that?
I see it with, especially with younger friends. They often eat in fast food restaurants. They don't cook. And actually, the younger ones come from a generation where their mothers don't cook either. That's what's happening now, and it's a real pity.
Okay, guys, we listen again, please. No more. So let's go again. Let's go next. Here, unit 1, mood, food, grammar. Okay, what we have learned in this point, in this lesson. I know that you are an advanced level, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to remember. Guys, the English is a trick. You don't practice, you don't remember, you don't read every single day, you forget. I have a proof. Okay, so number 1, that night, listen again to some of the things that said Stephen Anderson. Circle the form of the verbs he uses. First of all, do this a little bit. It's simple.
1.9. 1.
This week, for example, I'm cooking nearly every day. We usually close on Sundays and Mondays, but this Monday is a public holiday.
2.
The British always say that everything is lovely.
3.
Actually, I think I prefer that honesty because it helps us to know what people like.
4.
Unfortunately, I think they're getting worse. People are eating more unhealthily.
Okay, so after you see the form of the verb he uses, please, here we have a chart of the present simple and present continuous tense. In this lesson, we have we are going to learn how they mix in a sentence, but we have to remember the difference. For example, we have here present simple has the subject plus the verb, right? But the present continuous, no. The present continuous has a subject plus the verb to be plus a verb and plus the ing. They get married. I always says they got married. They don't get divorced. Okay. So these are the rules, please. What express general truths, habits, events, states, as I told you, facts, routines, habits, okay? So, and here, describe actions happening now. For example, here, she's reading a newspapers upstairs. Expressing annoying habits plus always. You are always forgetting to pay the bills. This is the present continuous. And also describe future arrangements, okay? Example here, she's getting married on 3rd November. Expressing temporary states, she's working at the museum until the end of this month. So please study this, remember this, and about another this chart about present simple and present continuous. Number present simple, repeated action, habits, routines. For example, here it goes straight. This is now, this is the future, this is the past. What happened with the present simple tense? You do straight here, this goes straight, okay? So, for example, every day I eat a picana for Christmas. Every day I go to school. Every day I have lunch with my mommy. Every day I brush my teeth. Every day I take a shower. This is the present simple tense. But what about the present continuous or progressive? Something happening at the time of speaking. It can happen now, or maybe when you speak. For example, the action is not finished. Past, now, future. I'm doing this class for you to listen tomorrow. But it's today. Do you understand? Now, let's go next.
1.9. 1.
This week, for example, I'm
Yeah,
cooking nearly every day.
1.
This is the 1.9. Okay, guys, let's go. I think we are going to finish the class. Please, dear students, see you the next class. End the class. Stay at home, stay safe, and please respect the quarantine. I hope you the best. I send you many blessings. If there is some mistake in our classes, please understand us to every single teacher that we are trying to do our best. Okay, see you the next class, guys. Goodbye.